If you're responsible for growth on the Shopify Plus store, then I want to talk to you for a few minutes because I recently did something that goes against what most best practices in CRO would recommend. I removed social proof. Not everywhere on the website, just on collection pages, and it was a win. I just want to say something here. Those two screenshots you're seeing is just to illustrate my point, right? I am under NDA, and so I'm not able to reveal the name of the brand that I work with, because it's a pretty big brand, and also because I'm going to show you the results of the test I run. And so I think you can understand that. But this is just to show you exactly what I did. I went from having the stars and ratings, I guess in here is just the number of reviews, and I just removed those. But this is not the interesting part. One of the hardest part of your job is constantly balancing CRO best practices and brand context. Because if you follow every recommendation online, your website will end up overloaded and will end up looking like every other Shopify stores. So I want to walk you through a different way of thinking about CRO. And my wish for you is that by the end of the video, you feel more confident and more comfortable with the decisions you're making. Who am I to discuss this with you? My name is Andy, and I consult and run A/B tests for Shopify Plus brands with Intelligems. You actually may have seen me on their website homepage, maybe on LinkedIn, or maybe on Intelligems YouTube channel. So why did I remove social proof on collection page in the first place? It actually did not start with an A/B test. It started with user testing, and very specifically, think aloud user testing. Those are sessions where I ask people to say aloud what's going through their mind while they're visiting the website. And here, something very interesting kept coming up around social proof on collection page. So I noted a few of the things that users said, and what matters is that they were all pointing out to the same element. Those stars and ratings and the products are weird, it looks fake, it's annoying and distracting me from actually looking at the product. Why there are so few reviews when the brand is so big on social media? First page has a lot of reviews, but then very few. It feels like they want me to buy products on the first page. At that point, the question was not whether best practices say we need social proof here. The real question was, what decision is a shopper actually trying to make on the collection page? Because collection pages are about scanning, comparing, and eventually selecting the product that they are going to buy. Reassurance can come later on the product page. So here I tested removing social proof on product tile from collection pages, and I ran the test for 2 weeks on Intelligems, and I detected a plus 5.69% increase in conversion rate with a 90% confidence level. If you want to check this data in detail, I will put a link to this Figma in the bio so you can have a look at this and even save the slides if that's useful for you. I think that this test reveals something worth paying attention to. There is often a gap between the best practices you can see on X or LinkedIn, shared by other CRO experts, and your customer's actual reality. Because best practices are just averages, and averages hide the context that makes your brand unique. So instead of asking what should we test next, you should be asking what decision is the customer trying to make on this specific page or this specific element. And if you do that, you'll stop doing blindly like everyone else, and you'll respect your customer's intelligence a lot more. But here is the real shift that I want you to make. Best practices aren't the problem, unbacked hypotheses are. So next time a best practice comes up in a meeting, do not argue about whether it's good or bad, just ask those 3 questions. First, what evidence do we already have that this is solving a real problem for our users? If you have none, it's a guess, not a hypothesis. 2, if we don't have evidence, is the potential lift worth the effort of finding it? If the answer is no, you better stop now. But if it's yes, question 3, where do we look? And then you can search in user testing, surveys, customer support, or you can even call your customers and ask them directly on the phone. And if you cannot answer those, then it's probably better to not test the best practices. If your performance has plateaued, the answer is rarely testing more best practices, it's more context. So you might end up testing fewer things, but you will be testing the right things, and you will have the data to defend those decisions to your other stakeholders. And as Alex from Intelligems puts it, operate in the realities of your own business. Cheers.